What if I told you that tonight, while your body is paralyzed in deep sleep, your mind could wake up and take absolute control of a universe built entirely by your brain? Most of what you've been told about dreams being random, uncontrollable hallucinations is simply a lie. You are naturally wired for a phenomenon called lucid dreaming. Think about it. We spend roughly a third of our lives completely unconscious, surrendering to whatever bizarre narrative our subconscious throws at us. But what if you could hack that system? In just a few seconds, we will explore the precise neurological triggers that allow you to wake up inside a dream, giving you the power to fly, practice real-world skills, or even confront deep-seated fears without physical consequence. It sounds like science fiction, but it is pure, documented neuroscience.
To understand how to consciously control a dream, we first need to look at what actually happens when you fall asleep. Every night, your brain cycles through different stages of sleep, eventually landing in REM, or rapid eye movement sleep. This is the theater of the mind. During REM, your brain is incredibly active, almost as active as when you are fully awake. However, a specific region called the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex is powered down. This area is responsible for logic, self-awareness, and critical thinking. Because it is turned off, you accept the most absurd dream scenarios as absolute reality. You don't question why you are suddenly taking a math test underwater. But lucid dreaming is the neurological glitch. It happens when this logical center suddenly fires back up, while the rest of the brain remains dreaming.
So how do we intentionally trigger this glitch? The most effective technique relies on training your waking brain to question its own reality. This is known as reality checking. Think about your daily habits. Right now, look at your hands. Count your fingers. In the waking world, they remain stable. But in a dream, the brain struggles to render complex, stable details. Hands might have 6 fingers or melt when you look closely. Another classic check is reading text. Look at a clock, look away, and look back. In a dream, the time will likely scramble or change into bizarre symbols. By performing these reality checks 10 times a day while awake, you build a cognitive habit. Eventually, you will perform this habit while asleep, and the impossible result will instantly activate your prefrontal cortex. But habits alone might not be enough. If you want to dramatically increase your chances tonight, you need the Wake Back to Bed method, or WBTB. Here is the science behind it. Your longest and deepest periods of REM sleep happen in the final hours of your sleep cycle. By setting an alarm to wake up about 2 hours before your normal morning time, you interrupt this crucial phase. You stay awake for 20 minutes, reading about lucid dreaming to keep the concept fresh in your mind. Then you go back to sleep. As your body falls asleep again, your conscious mind stays alert, riding directly into the REM cycle. You step out of the waking world and seamlessly walk straight into a dream, fully aware and in complete control of the environment. Once you are awake during the night, it is time to deploy the most scientifically backed technique of them all: mild, or mnemonic induction of lucid dreams. This involves repeating a specific, powerful intention before you drift back to sleep. You tell yourself over and over, "The next time I am dreaming, I will remember that I am dreaming." You are actively programming your perspective memory. But this technique only works if your brain actually values its dreams. This is why keeping a dream journal is absolutely non-negotiable. The moment you wake up every morning, you must write down everything you remember. By doing this, you are forcefully telling your brain that the dream world is important data, bridging the gap between your conscious and subconscious mind. Now, what happens when it finally works? You perform a reality check in your sleep, and suddenly, the realization hits you. You are inside a dream. The first thing you will experience is a massive surge of adrenaline. This is the danger zone. Most beginners get so incredibly excited that their heart rate spikes, which instantly wakes the physical body up, ruining the experience entirely. To stabilize the dream, you must ground your virtual senses. The moment you become lucid, rub your dream hands together or spin around in circles. This forces your brain to focus on rendering the tactile sensations of the dream environment rather than paying attention to your physical body lying in bed. Master this, and the entire dream universe becomes your playground.
Once you have stabilized your presence inside the dream, the real fun begins: manipulation. But there is a learning curve. If you simply try to fly by jumping off a building, your logical brain might panic and wake you up. Instead, you have to bypass your own expectations. Start small. Try to levitate just a few inches off the ground, or push your hand through a solid wall. You must genuinely expect the physics to break. What if you want to summon a specific person or an object? Do not try to make them appear out of thin air. The brain struggles to render something from nothing. Instead, use the doorway hack. Tell yourself with absolute certainty that the object or person is waiting for you right behind a closed door. Open it, and your brain will render them instantly.
Lucid dreaming isn't just an incredible virtual reality sandbox, it is a profound tool for psychological growth. Because the neural pathways firing during a lucid dream are incredibly similar to those firing when you are awake. This means you can actively practice real-world skills. Athletes have used lucid dreaming to rehearse complex motor routines, literally building muscle memory while their physical bodies are paralyzed in bed. Even more powerfully, it allows you to confront deep-seated trauma and recurring nightmares. If you are being chased by a terrifying monster, a lucid dreamer can simply turn around, look the nightmare in the eye, and ask it why it is there. By consciously engaging with your subconscious fears, you can rewrite the emotional narrative of the dream, neutralizing anxiety and waking up with a profound sense of psychological resolution and absolute peace. Beyond psychological healing, lucid dreaming is an unparalleled engine for pure creativity and problem solving. Think about the most complex problem you are currently facing at work or in your personal life. In the waking world, your brain is constrained by strict logic, social rules, and existing frameworks. But inside a lucid dream, those barriers evaporate completely. You can summon the greatest minds in history to brainstorm with you, or visualize a complex dataset as a three-dimensional landscape you can literally walk through. Visionaries, groundbreaking inventors, and famous artists have historically relied on this dream state to download seemingly impossible ideas. By consciously navigating this space, you are essentially accessing a biological supercomputer. You can run realistic simulations of your upcoming presentation, test a new artistic concept, or simply explore the absolute limits of human imagination without any physical boundaries. However, achieving this level of mastery does not happen overnight. It requires genuine dedication to your waking habits. If you sleepwalk through your daily life without questioning your reality, you will inevitably sleepwalk through your dreams. The secret lies in cultivating a state of constant, gentle awareness. Every time you perform a reality check, you are training your brain to be fiercely present. You are building a bridge of consciousness that stretches across the darkest hours of the night. As you practice the wake back to bed method and diligently maintain your dream journal, the impossible will eventually become routine. You will open your eyes in a world built entirely of thought. Ultimately, learning to lucid dream is about reclaiming a third of your life. It is the absolute ultimate frontier of human exploration, and the map is already inside your head. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. How do you deal with the false awakening phenomenon? This is where you believe you have successfully woken up from your dream, but you are still inside a secondary nested dream layer. This happens because your brain is trying to trick you back into a passive state. It feels so real, so vivid, that you forget to perform a reality check. You might walk to the bathroom, brush your teeth, or check your phone, completely oblivious to the fact that you are still in a simulation. To combat this, you must adopt a rule. Perform a reality check immediately, every single time you wake up, no matter how real the waking world feels. If you can learn to consistently question the reality of your morning routine, you will stop the cycle of false awakenings and secure your foothold in the lucid state.
We have covered the science, the training, and the advanced stabilization techniques. From the prefrontal cortex activation to the wake back to bed protocol, you now have the theoretical map to navigate your subconscious. Remember, your mind is not a static object. It is a flexible, highly responsive biological system. Every night is an opportunity to reclaim your agency and transform your internal world. Do not get discouraged by early failures. Building cognitive habits takes time. Consistency with your dream journal and daily reality checks is the only path to mastery. The frontier of human consciousness is open. Are you ready to see what lies beyond the surface of your dreams? Go explore, test these methods, and let me know in the comments below. What is the very first thing you plan to create or explore once you achieve full control of your dream universe tonight? We have arrived at the final frontier, the integration of your dream life into your waking consciousness. Remember, this is not just about fun, it is about reclaiming a significant portion of your existence. You have the map, the methods, and the science. The rest is simply a matter of daily, disciplined practice. I want to hear your stories. What was the first thing you built once you took control of your dream tonight? If you found value in this breakdown, hit that like button to help other curious minds find this bridge to consciousness. Share this with one friend who needs to wake up in their own reality, and subscribe to learn something for your weekly deep dive into the human machine. Click the bell notification so you never miss the truth. Sweet dreams, and I will see you in the next analysis.